And we're shifting our focus to the big news that we are tracking for you. A 45-year-old doctor, Dr. Kiran Hunanavar, was murdered allegedly by his wife Priyanka, who is also a doctor, inside their apartment in Karnataka's Dharwad region. The couple's 8-year-old son was also stabbed and is undergoing treatment at a private hospital. Alerted by neighbors, the police walked into a scene of horror with blood splattered across the apartment. A video from the scene showed Dr. Hunavar's wife lying down and scrolling through her phone while the bodies of her husband and her son lay in a pool of blood. After being alerted, Hubballi Dharwad Police Commissioner R.N. Shashikumar arrived at the crime scene. He noticed the injured child was still breathing and rushed him to the hospital. Notably, the first responders had not realized that the child was still alive. It was the police personnel, Shashikumar, who spotted that he was still breathing. When Kiran's relatives and friends called on Tuesday night and again on Wednesday morning, Priyanka answered the phone, telling them that first he was resting and later he had gone out on duty. When the family members eventually visited the couple's flat after receiving no response from him, they found that the father and the son were lying in a pool of blood while the accused was lying on bed scrolling through her phone. Let's discuss this. This is horrific. This is shocking. What may have been the motive, if at all the wife has killed her husband and attacked her child as well? I'm going to open up this conversation. My panelists are joining me on the telecast. Bhaskar Rao, he's a former ADGP, Karnataka. Bhaskar Rao, what do you make of this incident? The husband is lying in a pool of blood. He's dead. The son is stabbed. He's critically injured. And the mother is actually lying on the bed, just completely nonchalant and going through her phone reels.
So it's a case of severe domestic dispute, gone very, very violent, and the facts of the case will come to light only when the post-mortem of the husband's body is performed and the nature of injuries are examined, as well as the weapon has to be discovered or located, and the child, when is in a condition to speak, may prove to give a lot of information about the sequence of events that has taken place. So the child needs protection as well as proper treatment, and the wife will probably be subjected to mental examination as well as to see what medications he was under. And this seems to be a case of grave and sudden provocation. I don't think there is something premeditated or this is not a conspiratorial murder, etc. But there is no sign of external entry inside the house. So all the fingers are pointing at the wife itself now, as of now, and that she was sitting and scrolling her phone, etc., which only makes it more sensational and gory over here.
Yeah.
So let's wait for the investigation. And this is something which has happened inside the four walls of an apartment. And the family members are themselves aware of it. So let the police seem to be piecing all the facts together and let them come to light, because this is something very serious and it can happen in any house where domestic violence can lead to extreme levels.
Okay, we don't even know if there was a case of domestic violence. Dr. Mohit Sharma, he's a psychiatrist, and please help us understand that when a crime is committed, and this is under the assumption that the wife has in fact killed her husband, this is what prima facie these indications are pointing towards. The fact that a murder has been committed, if it has been committed by the wife, why has she not fled? Why has she not tried to rescue herself? What sort of a mental situation must she be in to have allegedly committed this murder? Her child is dying, bleeding blood, and she's sitting on her bedroom bed and completely nonchalant, completely disconnected with this entire situation.
Yes, definitely. That doctor has been, the wife, Dr. Priyanka, has been charged, but there is no motive till now has been confirmed till now. I just want to clear myself that I am not diagnosing anyone in this case. The media, I haven't examined her, I have never met her. And what I can offer is just a psychiatric less perspective, used to understand some cases in general. See the domestic violence, the intimate partner violences, they are very much different from the stranger violences. The homicides occur because of domestic violence. There can we many times don't know what was going on due to some chronic conflict between them, some control dynamics or some financial or marital strength, whatever going on, some infidelity suspiciousness. That is at times majorly things happen. So what triggers immediate actions to this because of some long-standing things. We
But then
even the friends and the colleagues.
which mother will see that her child is bleeding, is on the verge of dying, and doing nothing about it?
Just definitely, seeing any person dying in front of us, we cannot see that, and there's an emotional surge should occur to us. But as I am saying, I've been not only the media reports I have seen that she was scrolling with some phone or she's not doing. Whether she was become shocked after doing such act, if she has committed that she was in a shocked state or some mental status has been deranged, or it was before prior to the commitment or it happened after that. That cannot be fully commented. Whether she was suffering from some psychological illnesses, there are suspiciousness, there are delusions, or that there was something happening between the partners, and she done something seriously, and after that she had some post this event she started having some acute stress reaction. That may happen to us. Whether she had done this or she's witnessed it, there might be post event traumatic events might occur to her also.
Ashwini Kumar Dubey, advocate, Supreme Court, also on the telecast with me. Ashwini, there's also been reported that the woman was called by her relatives, the family members, trying to figure out where the whereabouts of the husband of the child were. He had been missing in action for the last 2 days. It's only today that this case has surfaced after neighbors called the police and they found something suspicious. What kind of investigation is the police going to undertake here on? And when the case comes in the court, in front of the judges, what kind of proceedings are expected?
Megha, thank you for having me here. Megha, it's a very horrific, very brutal murder by someone who was inside the house. Now, answering to your first question, when there was no forced entry, when there was nobody else inside the house, when there a lot of blood was flowing, which neighbors could see, how can a person sitting on the bed, scrolling mobile, was not unaware of A, was totally reluctant B, was not bothered C. There are two things as a student of law what I understand, Megha. One, she did not remorse it. Two, she was in such a state of mind that it hardly matters to her. C, she could not understand that the fight or provocation which allegedly took place might will turn this. Sudden provocations sometimes lead to fatal. This we have seen time and again. Now B, Megha, if you have any dispute with your husband and wife, better instead of fighting, killing each other, just go away. Court says, come, take divorce, start your own life. See, when there is a family members of Dr. Kiran filing an application, complaint citing a severe ongoing domestic dispute and frequent personal quarrels, then where is the question of not being the prima facie suspect of wife killing husband? The criminal jurisprudence of the country or any other of the world says that who is seen first at the crime scene, who is found, is either a suspect or a witness. She has neither witnessed nor she is still named in the FIR. But at the first instance, police must have arrested her. Now D, the cold-blooded, the investigation and the evidence in any criminal law is prima facie important to procure, to proceed with, and to prove in a court that such a heinous murder has happened. In this case, what I understand, prima facie, wife is the accused of this case, and later on it would be proved that whether she has, so there was any other entry, any other person had come or not, who killed, or how she was unaware of, if she is not an accused. Now it have to pass the criminal test of the country, which the judges have to understand. Now, if she has committed it, then you see the prosecution must fight it to the case where it's a heinous crime, rarest of the rare case. Killing somebody inside the house and not remorsing, not taking to the hospital. That too, Megha, you rightly said she was least bothered about the 8-year-old son. How can a mother be like this? It means something have been there.
Something has been there. Is she also deeply disturbed mentally? Would we categorize this? Would we categorize it as an alleged murder committed by a psychopath? Again, Bhaskar Rao, in a situation, this is something that, as Ashwini Dubey said, rarest of the rare cases where such a scenario has emerged in front of us. The way the husband has been killed, the way the son has been stabbed, the entire situation is extremely difficult for us to digest. I mean, you and I are sitting over here and talking about it simply because we cannot just come to terms with what exactly has happened. And does this also reflect the woman's psychological condition at this time?
See, it is a societal assumption that a mother will take care of her child, wife will not kill husband, husband will not kill wife. But these are all assumptions. We have seen horrific circumstances, and it is definitely not a rarest of the rare. Such things happen very, very frequently. And we have come across cases where mother has killed daughter, daughter has killed mother, father has killed son, and son has killed father. These things may outrage us, but at that point of time, what we call as...
No, again, there may be such cases, and then there are conspiracies involved. There is full planning and plotting that happens, that there are a number of cases, not far too many, but enough for us to discuss it, and we have reflected it, and we've spoken about it on this platform as well. But if we at this point of time are assuming that the woman sitting on that bed and scrolling through her phone while the son is dying, the husband is already dead, is there something psychologically extremely wrong with her?
See, they will pass with a low sentence. The judges also will take a lenient view of the whole thing, keeping the domestic. We have seen such cases. Though, as our advocate friend said, it's a very heinous crime. The investigation is done as per the manual to ensure that the guilty is punished, weapon is put, wounds are corroborated, etc. But judicially, a kinder approach is taken, and the woman will be let off after with a softer punishment over that. That has been what we have been seeing right from the beginning itself.
Dr. Mohit Sharma, coming to you now, besides the investigation that takes place, of course, there are going to be more facts, more evidences that are going to come to light. But at the same time, is there going to be some psychological assistance that will be utilized by the police to actually find out the very nature of this crime and what may have been going through this woman's mind to be completely cold-hearted in a situation that she found herself surrounded in? This is a question for Dr. Mohit Sharma.
Yes, ma'am, definitely psychiatric assessment of that lady should be done. There was reports that she was also tried or planned to inject herself with the insulin also. I've just read in the media reports only that that was a suicidal attempt, or she is addiction to the substance or any psychiatric problems were going on. They should be the friends or the family members should take into account, and detailed assessment should be there. Any suicidal intent was there, there was any presence of delusions needs to be ruled out, any hallucinations or any manic or severe mood symptoms was there, any substance use disorders should be ruled out. At times, even the doctors, we see I'm not labeling that anesthetics, but there are some certain drugs which are very much available to the doctors, and they may become addict to that. There are sometimes possibilities there, and that may cause sometimes hallucinations and delusions, like one drug, that is ketamine. That I'm not sure whether it is being used or not, but all those things should be part of the criminal investigation thing, that what was going on in her mind, and what was the her mental status before the commitment of this problem, this, whether she was going in her professional work, how her routine things with our other colleagues. So on those, with all those things, we can have a lot of material things that can tell us what was going on in our mind, and what actually lead to this situation.
Okay, Ashwini Dubey, again, could there have been any indication in then, figuring out what is it that was going on in this woman's mind? Because things seem to flow very smoothly. Both the husband and the wife would go to work. There was no aberration, at least in the public eye, of any sort of, absences, maybe leaves taken, in terms of any complaints or any reports of mental health problems that the wife may be facing. This is all going to be part of the investigation that the police are now going to undertake. From the legal point of view, what kind of, do you think the woman has any recourse? The fact that she has been allegedly, she's been accused of killing her husband and critically injuring her son.
Megha, it's always privileged to be on your show, because your shows are very informative and always conveys a message. Instead of being biased towards the women, despite being a woman, or instead of being a gender biased, you always take the side what is required. Again, with supporting what your viewers, I'm saying that nowadays a trend which has emerged in society, Megha, please correct me if I'm wrong, that now nobody tolerance level has gone A. The family members are not given respect, forgetting that tomorrow I, you and all will get older. Same situation we have to face. C, more laws, more empowerment, in the name of empowerment, the way male and female both are becoming intolerant. That the no respect for the family members, so the mother, father of the girl, or mother, father of the boy or husband, that these things, and living in an isolated place, these things are leading towards the breaking of the society. Resultantly, these things are becoming rampant. Now, two, the crime scene says, Megha, that relatives forced entry into the 6th floor apartment after hours of unanswered call. They discovered Dr. Kiran dead in a pool of blood with fatal neck wounds, and their son critically injured in another room. Unusual behavior, Megha. Upon entering, family members and police reportedly found Dr. Priyanka casually sitting on the bed, scrolling through her mobile phone. She had also spent the previous 24 hours answering phone calls with evasive contradictory stories to cover up the crime. Then after being detained, police discovered Dr. Priyanka had injected herself with a high dose of insulin. She is currently hospitalized under police guard and has been making incoherent statement. What would happen, Megha, tomorrow if I and you are fortunate enough to discuss this issue, if it come in light? That would be a different thing. But now, being a person, being a society, living in the society, the way society is taking into, instead of considering that you are taking as a informative message, that this is not which our Indian society or cultural ethos or thousands of years of practices which are in the country is happening. One to the other, these things are happening. Somewhere husband is killing wife, somewhere wife is killing husband. Go and take divorce. this is happening, and this kind of unusual behavior, and that too we may understand, Megha, you would agree, she might have been suffering from some mental disorder, but that should not lead to the death. Then the family member must have taken it to the psychiatrist, as Dr.
But then
Mohit
at
said.
the end of the day, if there is a severe mental problem with the woman, if she is psychologically disturbed, is this a psychopath behavior that has been shown by the woman, assuming that she has killed the husband, injured her son, obviously these parameters will have to be taken into consideration by the police, by the courts, when they are going to be pronouncing their judgment, pronouncing their verdict in this matter. Coming back to you, Dr. Sharma, so have there been cases similar to these that you have witnessed in the past, and what kind of medical assistance is required for people like these?
Yes, there definitely. While I was in Delhi's hospital, there was certain cases being referred from the court. Such things happens that somebody has killed their mother or and in a condition when there was mental stability was not there. There should be immediate assessment. Even I will say when you see the symptoms in your family members, yes, definitely immediately psychiatrist should be consulted. In such cases, when there are assessment to be done, their conscious level, their orientation to be established, their mental health capacity to be established, and there needs to be, if we see any past history to be was there, how was their relationship with the husband, what was the triggering aspect, triggering events was happened to this, was there any violence or infidelity component was there. And that all needs to be assessed. Any delusions was there, any depressive symptoms was there, that all needs to be assessed in these cases.
Okay.
And based on them or based on the family members' account, then any psychiatric diagnosis to be reached, and the person should get treatment. But only the psychiatric level cannot, a person cannot leave the criminal responsibility. That is altogether a different issue.
But Bhaskar, now how important has it become for the police to find out by way of interrogation, by way of speaking to family members, neighbors, the child himself, to reconstruct the crime scene, but also find out any abnormalities in the woman, in the family structure? So far, nothing has been revealed in terms of the past few weeks or months or in a year, if there were any abnormalities that were found in the woman's behavior, at least when she went to work.
Madam, we have dealt with such cases very frequently. Number of cases, in fact, over there. I have heard with a lot of patients with our legal fraternity member as well as the psychologist pointed out. They have been very, very vociferous from their points of view. But in reality, if you see, these cases attract very less punishment because there is no premeditated. There are cases like dowry death, etc., or when the woman has joined with a paramour and killed the husband, then the courts take it very seriously. Here is a woman scrolling her phone, sitting there aimlessly, looking at the dead body of her husband and not bothered about her son's body. Something is severely wrong with her. So, if you go by Dr. Mohit's analysis, if she is examined medically and found to be of disturbed medical state, the courts will take a very lenient view about the whole thing, because the penal code gives a provision stating that if you have committed a crime under circumstances where your mind has not been able to distinguish what is right and what is wrong, you have a benefit of doubt of being acquitted over there. So that plea is going to go. But whereas our lawyer friend has mentioned that no crime should be left unpunished and all crimes have to be punished over there, he is right in his way. But if you look at judicial appreciation of the facts of the matter, I have come across cases where very less punishment is given because the lady must have already suffered very severely, and there is no point in further punishing this woman by giving her long incarceration or making her into a criminal over there. Because
Okay.
if she was in her senses, she would have definitely saved her husband, or rather not killed the husband itself, and would not have watched her son die over there. And the police had to come and take the son to the hospital over there.
Okay,
So
this,
the benefit-
it's shocking. I just cannot fathom the fact that such an incident has happened. The crime has been allegedly committed by this woman, and she just completely is not bothered about whether her son lives or dies. So there is more to it than meets the eye. It is going to unravel as the police interrogate the woman, find out more, complete their investigation, and we are going to keep a close eye on all those developments. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast, sharing your views. On that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching.